Hi, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of A Tailor-Made Life, where every conversation is one step closer to designing the life that God has for you. I am your host, Taylor Renee, and as always, I'm so excited to have you back here with me. Let's get right into it, shall we? Last episode, we were discussing motivation versus discipline, right? Which one is more crucial? Which one do you need? All the great things. If you want to hear more about that, please go watch the last episode. This episode, I was having a conversation with a friend, and she is currently in nursing school. And we were just kind of talking about how hard it is to live in your answered prayers. It kind of got me thinking, right? Right now in this current state, we've been glamorizing the idea and the thought, the concept of elevation. We're always looking to progress in life. We're always looking to do more, to be more, all the things. And I agree with that. I think progress should always be the goal. But we don't ever talk about the unspoken truth. Like, we don't ever talk about the hardship that comes with living in that elevation, living in that growth, right? Living in an answered prayer is not always fun. Sounds crazy, but I think we glamorize and we idolize growth. We idolize progression and elevation because it looks good and it looks good to others, and we're getting some benefit that comes with it, but we don't ever talk about the reality of expansion, the uncomfortability that it requires, the level of vulnerability that is needed, the stretching, all of the cons, if you will. And I think if those feelings start to overwhelm you, it will cause you to quit. It will make you want to quit. It will make you question everything that you've ever done in your life if you're not familiar with the unspoken truths about growth and progression. Yeah, the truth is, in this matter, is that progression is meant to stretch you, right? It will stretch you in ways that you expected and in ways that you did not expect at all. That's the part that people kind of gloss over. When you get a promotion or you get a new car or you get a relationship or whatever the case is, we gloss over the realities, the harsh realities that come with that thing. The very thing that you ask for requires a different version of yourself. It's almost like when a snake sheds its skin, right? In order for it to grow and continue on with life, it has to shed that skin. It's the same thing with you. I mean, I know we've heard of growing pains before, and I guess that's kind of what it is, right? But even saying growing pains minimizes it, when in reality, the growing pains is what causes people to quit. It literally is the separation between somebody who is succeeding versus somebody who gave up. It's that growing pain, period. Some people can't take it. Some people are unaware of it. They didn't know it would come with this much. They didn't know it would be this heavy. They didn't know they would have to be this vulnerable. They didn't know that, they would be this frustrated or this insecure or this angry or this tormented by what they asked for. We all have ambitions, right? Like everybody walking on this earth has ambition towards something. We all pray for things. We all want things from God. We all have aspirations and goals for our lives, right? And we all envision some outcome, the new job, right? You see the new salary, you see the title, you see the opportunity. You don't think about the pressure or the responsibility or the new level of commitment that you have to give to that job. You're just thinking about, all the flashy things, right? You think about starting a family. You want a husband, you want a wife. You see marriages online and you think about, oh, what my husband's going to look like. Oh, what my wife's going to cook. You don't think about the arguments or all the downfalls or the fact that this is a whole new person that you're having to spend your life with, right? You don't think about the realities of the situation. We just kind of gloss over what it is that we want to see out of this level of growth, out of this progression in our lives. But those are the unspoken parts. Those are the parts that you don't know are there until you're actually living in those answered prayers, right? Like, for me, I pray to be in the entertainment industry. I pray for this position. I pray for me to be in alignment with what God wanted, right? And he answered it. And for the first 6 months, I'd say maybe even a year, it was antagonizing. It was painful. I'm in a new position. I don't really know what I'm doing, right? I'm constantly messing up. I'm constantly doing things wrong. I was feeling overlooked. I was feeling belittled. I was insecure. I was always speaking so low. I just didn't have any confidence. I didn't know what I was doing. This is something totally new for me. And it was painful to constantly see yourself doing things wrong, right? To constantly, having to get reprimanded about things. Learning something new is constant mistakes, which obviously, honestly, wears on your psyche, if I'm being real. So yeah, it was great on the front end because I got what I wanted. But when I started to actually live in the answered prayer of what I wanted, I realized quickly that I was being stretched. My level of discipline being stretched, my level of confidence within myself being stretched, my level of self-worth being stretched, my capabilities being stretched, my skill set, my industry knowledge, all of these things that I thought were cool, I thought were okay, beforehand, were all being stretched, they're all being expanded beyond what I could have ever imagined. It hurt like hell, being honest, excuse my language, but it wasn't something that I enjoyed. It didn't feel good, having to constantly tell people that, hey, I need help. Like, I'm not doing the best. Just pray for me. This is something new for me. I'm honestly, I'm struggling. To being transparent, that's not a fun thing. And it takes you removing the pride, removing the ego, removing all of the self-worth that you've tied to this certain position or tied to your work or tied to your relationship or whatever you've put your self-worth at that's not in God, in order for you to realize how you are supposed to be growing in this season. It's not just work, right? I think obviously I put a lot of emphasis into work and positions and jobs and whatnot, but it's not just work. It's your relationships, it's your family, it's your future husband, it's your future wife, it's your kids, it's your aunties. It's anything that you are asking for, anything that is a step above what you have right now, right? All of that's going to require you to grow into it. There's a version of you that is required to sustain what it is that you're asking for. And that's not going to come without its hardship. As I was going through my hardships and my beginning stages, right, I had to figure it out in real time, how I was going to keep myself sane in real time. Because again, this is something I had never done before. I had to make sure that I didn't quit in the midst of growth. Like, in the middle of growing, I had to make sure that I did not give up on myself. While I was growing, while I was getting beat down, I had to make sure that I was able to wake up the next day and give it my all again, just to be torn down again, just to make the same mistakes, just to make another mistake, I had to make sure that when I went to sleep and I got back up, I was willing and able to give it my all again, despite the pain that I was feeling, right? And so here's how I did it. First things first, I had to learn how to give myself grace. We have to learn how to give ourselves grace. And I know it sounds simple or cliche or whatever, but it is the grounding lesson for handling your growing pains. You have to give yourself a little space to mess up. You're here to learn. You're in this position. You're in this stage. You have this new thing to learn it. You don't get things on the first try, right? Another thing, in the midst of giving your grace, don't set your expectations so high. And I know that's a little contradicting for, myself, right? Because I always am like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come in, I'm going to be the best. In reality, that's not the case, right? Like, you're not, don't set yourself up like that, where you're stepping into a new role, into a new position, or a new marriage, or a new relationship, thinking that you're going to be the absolute best to ever do it. You're only going to disappoint yourself and the people who are around you. You're there to learn whatever it is that you're meant to learn from there, not to prove yourself. Okay, cool. The next thing, and this was something that was kind of hard for me, but leaning more into God and reframing your thoughts. That part is pivotal. And it's literally going to be the thing that either keeps you from succeeding or quitting, excelling or stopping. And I say it's hard for me because I'd literally be in the middle of doing something, making a mistake, messing something up. And, once I get reprimanded or once I get redirected from that mistake, now I'm beating myself up, right? Now I'm, oh, how did you miss that? Oh, I'm so upset with myself, right? And in that moment, I had to reshape my thoughts. I had to replace my negative feelings with positive ones. I had to remind myself what God says about me, despite what I'm saying about myself in this moment, despite how dumb I may feel, despite how insecure I may feel, despite what other people may feel about me, right? What does God say about me in this current moment? What is he saying to me right now? Replacing yourself with God and the Holy Spirit and what he has to say with you in that moment is going to be, again, pivotal. Crucial to how you progress throughout the day, how you move on with navigating this new. Then another thing too, this is like my security blanket, because I know for a fact that God has placed me wherever it is that I am. And even if it's not in his perfect will, I know that he's there with me. So if he placed me here, if he placed you where you are, he's definitely going to equip you with the tools to get through it. Simple. And the last thing is having something that grounds you, right? Something that reminds you that, hey, I am good at something. For me, if work isn't going the best, if I'm feeling a little insecure at work, or I'm feeling a little, down, or I'm not doing as well as I would hope, I make sure that I go and find something that I am good at, whether it be podcasting or working out or running or cooking or whatever it is, right? Something that is outside of work, that is kind of outside of pressure and it feels natural. That becomes your reset. That becomes a thing that you kind of look forward to, that will take your mind off of everything that's going on. The main takeaway from this conversation is that growth will always come with discomfort. Progression will always come with setbacks. Elevation comes with hardship, and there's no way around it. If you're constantly feeling uncomfortable, it may be a sign of growth. If you're constantly feeling stressed, feeling worried, feeling a little insecure, feeling a little vulnerable, those things could be signs of growth, could be signs of elevation, could be signs of progression. It's you being stretched, and that's a good thing, right? So don't be surprised by your vulnerability. Don't be discouraged by your uncomfort. Don't quit because of the hardships. A lot of us give up, not because we're incapable, but because of what is required is more than what we expected. But that's not a reason to give up. And so don't let the payment required stop you from buying into your dreams. That's all I have for you guys today. And I appreciate you for listening, as always. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, leave me a comment. Let me know how you feel. Tell me about some of your growing pains. Tell me about some of the hardships that you've had to endure to live the life that you're living right now. And till next time. Bye.